Okay, this is fresh sage leaves, which is making a sage and onion stuffing for the roast pork. Excellent. In the meantime, the workers that are digging the hole are having sausage.
And tomatoes.
We're digging the black hole of Calcutta. So as my wife is busy with the lunch, I've got 2 hours break. I'm just going to take a little bit of time to go and get some fresh air down in the rest house.
Lucky you are.
And hopefully it won't be full of
While the
swarming...
wife is sleeping away, he gets to enjoy the nice
Nice what?
cool breeze
Yeah.
at the rest house.
Yes. There's a great deal of water in the ground here, so having a borehole, as we call them, in South Africa we used to call them boreholes. Having a borehole on your land is very useful, using the water then for growing your vegetables and using for your general domestic water supply. I mean, this borehole behind me here, it's just over here, has been pumping water out now for about 6 hours. Early this morning, what's the time now? Yeah, 6 hours. It's been pumping water and it's still strong, still coming out at a fast pace. So, but you know, there's a lot of water in the Philippines. I mean, the rains that we have through the rain season is significant, hence the vegetation growth here. You can see it all around us, and you know, we get a heck of a lot of water, sometimes too much. So we have to watch water very carefully here in terms of the volume that comes through, because the rivers fill up, and that can be treacherous in our part of the world. That's the one risk factor here. I'd say the risk factor here, more than typhoons, is water, flooding. Flooding is the one danger we've got to be aware of constantly, and be really aware of it. You know, we're relatively high in the part of the ground we're in, but nevertheless, you know, we still take precautions. That's why we've built the property with a high, you know, with our ground floor being quite high up. So if you take the pebble, where the pebble is, that's our floor, our ground floor, and that's the height we are from the natural ground. So there's a heck of a height there, as you can see. And that's because we want to take no chances when it comes to flooding. In fact, we're higher up than the house in the very front. Richie's house she built in the front didn't make any allowances for height, and they've had a couple of floods where the water's been 2 foot high in the house over the last 20 years. So yeah, it's important to take account, make allowances for flooding, for sure. And of course, if the water was to go up by more than 1 meter high, we'd be in trouble. But hey, if we're in trouble, there's a lot of people in the area which would be in even more trouble. If we're 1 meter high here, then they're going to have roofs underwater in other parts of the location here. Across the road there, they're always hit by the floods far worse because they're much lower down than we are. Yeah, living in the province and living in a rural setting, whether you're living like we are on a sort of a compound base, or whether you're living on your own little small piece of plot, it doesn't really matter. Which I recommend, building one of these rest houses. They find the best sort of coolish location that you have and build it. It's a great place to chill out, take in the atmosphere, the scenery, and just make it your special place. I think it's good for the soul having a rest house. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to, be comfortable, and you can use it to just unwind and chill. I mean, when Richie and I came here, this whole piece of ground here at the back was barren. In fact, it was being used, if you go back on the very first videos we did on, well, you won't be able to now because they're on Brit and Benoit. Perhaps I'll put some of them up again soon on this channel. But this ground was just overgrown, barren, and it was quite dangerous. There was lots of broken glass on it because it was being used to dump rubbish more than anything else. So family members were coming down here, using it as a rubbish dump. And we're talking a good 600, 700 square meters of land just sitting there for doing nothing. A few barren trees on it and nothing else, which is what you see, really. So we first of all decided to build this rest house on it, which we've had here now just about a year. It's been up just over a year, and after about a year, a bit of deliberating, we decided to build a house on here as well, which we're building at the moment, which will be our home for now. It might become a standing guest house eventually, because when we revamp the house at the top, which is no rush to do that at the moment at all. And to be quite honest with you, I prefer this bottom part of the property anyway. It's quiet, it's fresh, it's greener, and it's lush. And the more I look at the land behind me here, the more I'm thinking it could well be the right time to look at it for next year. Certainly worth considering, and then we can use it for planting, and also put another 3 or 4 properties on it as well. That can be used as Airbnbs in the future. Anyway, let me go and see how lunch is developing. It's a beautiful day, fantastic. Here we are, feeding the... That's fine, Azzy, that's fine, Azzy. Dog. 2 dogs and 3 dogs under the kitchen table. Under the kitchen table. This is a typical farmhouse kitchen with 3 dogs under the kitchen table. In the kitchen. Hello, what do you want, eh? What do you want? Hey, is it time for your tea? Time for lunch? Time for lunch?